Hello, soulmates. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you are new to my channel, you are highly welcome. So, guys, in this video, I will be teaching you how to cut and sew this very stylish shirt. So, I recreated this shirt in a short sleeve version. So, there's a short sleeve version of this shirt. So, that was what I recreated. As you can see, the back is an open back. It has a rope at the waist area, and if you look at the side of this shirt, it is open. So if this is a tutorial you're interested in, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So guys, because of the material I'm using is a very colorful fabric, so if I'm marking on it, you may not see it. That's why I want to draft a pattern. So this is the front pattern, and please note that this pattern, there will still be an extension of 2.5 for the shirt, like for the button placement at the front. So this pattern does not have it. When I'm cutting the fabric, I will add it. So these are my measurements. I have my armhole, my bust, armhole, bust, waist. So the new line I'm marking is just 2 inches below my waistline. So I'm just marking this line to serve as a guide for where the opening at the side will start from. So this is my bust measurement here. So I'll measure my bust measurement here, and I will add ease allowance. So this shirt is actually a very free shirt. If you notice that the one I made was not that free compared to the inspiration. So for my own, I added just 1 inch. So if you want it to be very free, you can add about 2 inches or more. So I will also measure the same busts divided by 4. Then I'm adding ease allowance of 1 inch. So at the waist area, I'll measure my waist divided by 4. Then I will measure about 2 inches for the ease allowance. That's what I'll be using. This is because the waist is usually smaller, so that the shape at the side will not be too curved. So if you are using a very big ease allowance, let's say you are using ease allowance of about 2.5, I'll just advise you mark that straight down, considering the fact that your hip measurement divided by 4 plus the ease allowance is more than your bust divided by 4. When you are making a boo boo, you consider the biggest part of your measurement, either your bust or your hip. So you can just use that too if you are making this shirt to be very, very free. Like if you want it to be free, like the inspiration. For the length of this shirt, my actual shirts like blouse length is about 25, 23 inches. So I made use of 28 inches for the front, so you can add extra 3 inches or 4 inches to your actual blouse length, because this shirt is a long shirt, and if you notice, the back is also longer than the front. So if you are using 28 for the front, you can use about 31 for the back. So the shirt length I'm working with is 28 inches for the front. Please notice 20, take note rather, this is 28 inches. So the next thing I did here was to measure about 4 inches. This is just to create that opening by the side. I told you that I went down by 2 inches. That line that we are connecting these two is 2 inches below your half length, which is your waist measurement, so that your body will not be showing at the side. That's why I went down by 2 inches. So from that point is where you will connect to these 4 inches at the front. So guys, this is what we have for the curve at the front. If you want your shirt to be longer than this, you can increase it. Like I said, the actual blouse measurement for this person that I'm working with is 23, but I'm using 28 for the front. So for the neckline of my shirt, I like to start with 2.5 by 2.5, because I'm working with the shirt, the neckline has to be small. So I'll mark 2.5 by 2.5. So when I also cut out the back neckline, I will confirm if this will be enough for the person's neck circumference. So guys, this is what the front will look like. Like I stated earlier, there will still be an extension of about 2.5 inches at this center front. That 2.5 inches is for where is for the allowance of the shirt button. That's button at the center front. That's the allowance. I drew another line here. I was thinking this one was too wide, but I later used the initial line I drew. So about 4 inches is enough for that part there. So guys, let's draft the back bodies. So this is the back bodies. This is almost the same thing as the front. It's just that this back is longer than the front. Like I said, I use 28 for the back. I'm using 30 for the I use 28 for the front rather. I'm using 30 for the back. So I'm increasing this to 30. This was 28 I marked out initially. So I'm increasing this to 30. So any measurement you want to use, make sure that the back is longer than the front. You can even increase it to like maybe 3 inches longer or 4 inches longer, depending on how long you want the back to be. So now I'll just measure my bust divided by 4, my ease allowance. Then the same thing I measured for the waist at the front is what I will use for the back. So I added 2 inches for the ease allowance. This is where my hip is actually. So I'm measuring my hip at this point. So my hip divided by 4 plus the ease allowance I'm using. If you want to make this shirt like just straight, that is the side to be straight, just like a boo boo. You know when you are sewing a boo boo, the side is straight downward. So you use your hip divided by 4. That's if your hip is bigger than your bust. Use your hip divided by 4, then you add your ease allowance. So all the measurements will just be straight downward from the bust, straight down. So guys, I've connected this. Then I'll go ahead and do the other necessary things I need to do. So we need to measure where our back yoke will start from, because this shirt has a back yoke. But before that, let's measure the neckline. So the neckline I'll be using for the back is just I'm using 1 inch. So this is 1 by 2.5. So this is my neckline. At this point, I was just trying to show you that if you want it straight downward, it's actually possible. Like straight downward is actually possible, and that is even very, very easy if you want it like that. But I just want to do a little bit of shaping to mine. So for the yoke at the back, I'll measure just 5 inches from the shoulder downward for the yoke. Most time a shirt usually have a yoke at the back, and because of this kind of style we are working with that is open at the back, so the opening is starting below the yoke. So the from the yoke to the shoulder it will be closed, while from this part downward will be open. So for the opening at the back, what I did was to measure just about 4 inches here. So this was too wide. I later corrected this, but I would just advise you use about 3 inches from your center back inward. From the center back inward, just measure 3 inches. When I'm cutting the fabric, you will see what I did. I later increased this because this was too open at the lower part. So this is what we will have now. So I think we are done with the drafting. Another thing you can do is to shape the M line of this back. You can just shape it a little bit, but you can also leave it. But from the inspiration, I think they shaped it at the side a little bit to be round, like just at the side to be round. So I'll go ahead and cut this out, then I will transfer it to the fabric. So the back and the front has been cut out. So let's transfer this to the fabric. So this was the extension I was telling you about. So this is the 2.5 inches extension, and I added ST to the extension. So this is 2.5 inches extension from the center front. So this will be the folding for where the button holes and the button will be. And I added my sewing allowance to the other side. So this is the yoke. So for the yoke, you cut two, while for this one just cut one each. So the yoke is two, you cut two, and this one you cut 1 inch. As you can see that I extended this part here. Instead of using 1 inch at that part that I shaped at the back, see that I added more to it. So that was what I was trying to tell you. So this is my sleeve. I went ahead to cut my short sleeve. It is getting to my elbow, a little above the elbow. So let's say 1 inch before your elbow length. So that's where this is getting to. Then I'm adding this band to the tip, and the band has stay. So this is the back. I'll go ahead and fold these parts. I will hem this part down. I'll go ahead and hem it. So after hemming, it is now time to insert it into the yoke. So because the yoke is double, so I want to insert it in such a way that the joining will not be outside. Do you understand? So because the yoke is double, so I will use one to cover it. I will attach the lower part to one, then I will use the other yoke to cover it. So with that method, the joining will not be outside. The joining will be in between the yoke. So that's what I want to do. I almost did not post this video because there are some parts that I couldn't find again. So this is the front. I've attached the front to the back, and for the front, I've went ahead to fold this button area. So I folded it 1 inch, 1 inch in. Then at the side, I've went ahead to hem it with just 1/4 inch at the side. Then the lower part, so that end there at the tip of the blouse at the front, I've hemmed it. Then I've added it to the back, so I've joined it already. I'm sorry I did not show all this part. So this is the back that I have hemmed. So as you can see where the opening is starting from, where that V shape is starting from at the back, so that is where you will fix your rope. So this is at the waist, so mine is at the waist. When I was drafting, I made it to stop at the waist, so that's where the rope will be. So the rope will be attached there. So for the front, like I said, I've went ahead to fold the center front where the button holes and the button will be. So I just folded it 1 1. You know, we added 2.5, so you fold 1 1. There will still be ½ inch extra at the front. That's for the overlapping, so don't worry about the ½ inch. Just fold 1 1 so you fold 2 inches like that. Then for the side, that curvy side that we cut out, I hemmed it. If you cannot hem it with your fabric, you can use a bias to turn it, but I was able to hem my neatly. So this is what we have. So the next thing I will do is to join this by the side. So the joining will stop where the front is stopping. So the joining will stop there, and for the rest of the back, I'll just go ahead and fold it. Then I will hem it. So that's what I will do. So the joining will stop there. Then I will fold the remaining parts for the back. So guys, because of time also, I'll go ahead and fix my sleeve. So this is my sleeve after joining the band that I want to attach to the tip. So I'll also go ahead and fix the sleeve to the body, just like this. So guys, I've went ahead to do the joining of the sleeve to the body, and this is the rope that I attached. So I attached it, I think I sew on it twice. So this is what the back is looking like. And as you can see the side, as you can see the front is shorter than the back because of the way we cut it. As you can see, I've folded the back also. I've hemmed every part of the back. So this is the other side too. So I've done the hemming. So the only thing left now is the collar, the button holes, and to fix the button. And this is my collar. I already have all the tutorial for the sleeve, for the collar on my channel. You can just let me know and I'll send you the link. So I've cut out the collar. I've added stay. I just added stay to the collar. I did not add collar stay. So I'll be fixing the collar. So this is the shirt after fixing the collar to it. And for the buttonholes, I think I've already done that also. I've fixed the button and the shirt is ready. So the shirt is ready at this point. So let me know what part was confusing to you. I'm really, really sorry this was not detailed enough. This was because I lost some of the clip and I just have to just upload this video like that because it will just be like a waste of time and my effort if I don't upload it. So let me know what part was confusing, if I can explain again. So this is the final outcome and this is the back. So when you wear the back, you tie it. So if you don't want to expose your back, you can wear an inner and you are good to go. So I'm showing you the side again. This is what the side looks like. Yes. And this is the outcome of my shirt. So as you can see that it was not as free as the inspiration, but it still came out very, very nice. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't liked, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.